Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens with your host, Joe Shoup. Top of the morning to you. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Hope you have a fantastic day today like I'm going to have. And we got some goodies for you this morning. We got the teacher of teachers this morning, the Victor Shattuck, and he's going to give us some great information. So what I would suggest that you do is get your pens and your papers out because we're having class this morning. Class giving class, and I cannot wait to get started and learn. So I'm not even going to talk much, so I'm going to say good morning to everyone, peace and blessings to you, and I'm going to turn it right over to Joe. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you. How you doing?
Good morning, Mark. Good to see you. We'll get right into this. I want to give everyone a reminder. Keep your eyes open and for your emails, also for the TSR trainings that Anson does. So just want to remind you that. Look for that throughout the week. And I believe there's one at noon today. So that's one announcement I want to make. And also that for those of you that don't know, we are making a change on the front end opt-in form on the business presentation. That simply means that it will be easier for a prospect to actually move forward without giving us all of their information. There'll be a slight requirement, but we're just making a couple of minor changes, and they're working on that now. They have all the instructions, so I wanted you to be aware of that. Number two, I wanted to tell you, for those of you that are using the USA Lead Club, if you would email me, I would like to speak with you about your opt-in and your clicked on rate, or your open rate. So I really would like you to contact me, send me an email, and say, Joe, with your phone number, your name, email address, phone number, and the reason you're contacting me so I can get back to you. I'm doing a survey. We need to come together collectively and get some numbers from you. And I also want to show you how to load some of that information in there. And the last thing I want to say is we did also make a slight change on the front end letters of Tools Rock. The first two letters we have changed. If you have not received those changes, now we changed them a week ago. So if you're registered within a week, you have the new ones. For those of you that have the older ones, we would like to show those to you. If you choose to change it, I'll show you very quickly and easily how to make that change. With that being said, I am also excited about having Victor here. It's great to have him on this team, and we are looking forward to today. We will also be looking forward in the next week on social media trainings on the Breakfast Club. And so I want to say to you, Victor, welcome. And thanks for doing this today. We'll all gain from it, and I appreciate it. And then we'll just turn this over to you.
Well, thank you, Joe. Can you hear me all right?
Hear you fine.
Okay, so you and Mark are going to be interactive with me a little bit this morning. So first of all, let me say thank you for the opportunity to just share what I've learned over the past 3-4 months. And I'm going to do a screen share right now, so if you want to block me, then that would be good. All right. Okay. Can everybody see this that says Streak CRM inside Gmail?
Got it.
Oh, okay, great. Well, this came to me, in an email some time ago, and I think everybody is cognizant of the fact that follow-up is so important, and it's been said by many that the fortune is in the follow-up. I have a couple of people on my team that I consistently followed up with over a period of about 6 months, and they are now active in our team and doing quite well. So when this came to me, I started to use it, and hopefully by now everybody has had an opportunity to go out and at least look at the website, streak.com. And when you get there, you're gonna see this exact screen here, and it's going to talk about what a CRM inside Gmail can do for you. It doesn't matter what your particular venue is. It doesn't matter if you're just planning a birthday party for an elderly parent or somebody else like that, or a child, or if you're planning a vacation. You always have steps that you walk through, and you always write them down on a piece of paper typically, especially if you're planning with your spouse or significant other and you're going to take a trip. You write down the destination where you want to go, and then you start and you work backwards as to, you know, when you're going to start getting ready, when you're going to load the car, when you're going to take off. All these different steps, they're all steps that outline a process. Joe and Mark have been super about helping us to establish our training steps and our training process, and putting together the checklist and getting it into the Tools Rock back office, and then the material that's been putting in there. It's step by step by step. People take it through. Well, in our follow-up and with our work with everybody else, it's so important that we have a system that we can do this with. Now, I know that many people will do it with paper. I used paper for years, but right now I have too much paper, so I don't know what to do with it. And then when I get it, I put it someplace, and I don't remember where I put it. So we constantly fight these battles. So when Streak came along, I started to use it. And I started to use it as my tracking method. So here it says right here, email power tools, view tracking, mail merge, snooze, send later, snippets, and all these. You'll be able to go to this website, click on these, and it will give you an overview of exactly what this is. So you can walk down through the website. It's a great training site. And here's an example of what a Streak pipeline would look like. Now, you've heard the terminology sales funnel, marketing funnel. You know, people talk about different funnels, all right? In Streak, they call it a pipeline. Same thing, same terminology, all right? But what we want to do is we want to say, okay, look, here's the scenario. If you're in USA Leads, you're getting a ton of leads. You may be emailing them from the system, and then you have to do the follow-up, okay? And hopefully they've got a good back office and they've got a good follow-up system. But let's say that you wanted to export some of those leads, or you wanted to bring them into your own Gmail, and that you wanted to follow up with them and set up a follow-up system by your own. Can everybody still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. So that's exactly what we're doing here today, is teaching you a little bit about setting up a pipeline so that you can set up your own email system. Now, this is what I've put together today. You know, we're going to be talking about setting up a pipeline. First of all, let me get back here. This is just a quick training session. And by the way, I have recorded 4 or 5 videos, and I will make them available to anybody that sends me an email. And I'll give you that email address. I'll put it in the chat box here in just a little bit. But here's what the CRM, and remember, this is a client or customer relations management tool. All right, you can view your tracking, which I think is very important. You can do a mail merge, and those are the 2 that we'll focus on today because we don't have a lot of time here. So first of all, and you'll see this in one of the videos that I put together, if you don't have Chrome, Google Chrome as your browser, you need to download Chrome, and you need to establish that as your browser. I used Chrome Beta. Chrome Beta is a proven browser that Google puts out there for the public to use. It is not the one that they're doing all their developmental work on. It is one that's been tested, put out there, and then they like the general public to give them comments on it if there's issues. Once you're into Chrome, you're going to need to install the Streak extension. I'm not going to, I walk through that in one of the videos, so you'll have that. Then you're going to need to bring Streak into your email, and you're going to need to set up a pipeline. So setting up a pipeline is very simple. I got a video out on that. You'll be able to see how that's done, and we'll walk through an exercise of doing that today. You want to name your pipeline, and then you want to establish the stages. And remember, just like building anything, building a house, you know, building a snow fort, because I'm in snow country right now, building, you know, a sand castle on the beach, everything takes time, and everything is done in steps. Now, when you set up a pipeline, you're probably not going to have it complete the first time you look at it, but just think about the steps that you wanted to walk through. So basically, that's about all we're going to cover here right today. So, whoops, I went to the wrong place. Now I want to go over here to my Gmail. All right, so here's a pipeline that I have set up, and it's set up for my Karatbars team, and you're going to see that there's a lot of information in here. All right, so what I wanted to do is just show you. Here's a pipeline, and I'm going to just build a new pipeline right now. So when this comes up, you go over to the left-hand side. When Streak is active, you're going to have this little symbol up here at the top. Close this out so you can see it better. You're going to have this little symbol up at the top so that you know that Streak is part of your system. Then over on the left-hand side, you're going to have what is a pipelines. And I've got several different pipelines set up here on the side. So right now I'm just going to set up a new pipeline for you. And what we do is it says make a new pipeline. It gives you some categories that you could check off if you want to. I typically just go down to the bottom and I grab a new pipeline so that it's just blank. So this is where you're starting. So Joe and Mark, you guys work on a lot of different projects. You could use Streak for your project development tool, and you could start defining stages. And we can do that here, or we can just set up an email pipeline. But let's say that we have we're going to just do a follow-up system. So somebody give me the first stage that there would be in doing or setting up a system that you wanted to follow up with somebody that you've made a contact with.
Is that you're asking for a chat?
Yeah.
Or one of
just
us?
No, just speak it up. Either one of you guys. What would be the first thing you would do?
Well,
column. Yeah.
Yeah. First thing I would do in that, is once I had a U.S. Let's just say I was using the USA leads, and then let's assume for a minute that I set them up, or let's say any leads. Just say a set of leads.
You got the lead, right?
Got the lead, got their number. I would obviously put them on. What I do is they're on a spreadsheet. I immediately dump them into the autoresponder, and I obviously, it depends on what the list is. I will wait for a response to see who opens and clicks through, or I would call them.
Okay, so you just gave me about 7 steps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, right? Okay, so you received the lead. The next thing you did is what? You put them into a spreadsheet, right?
You come in a spreadsheet, so I would actually download and save the spreadsheet, correct.
Okay, so we'll say spreadsheet load. Step number 2, okay? So, and then what was step number 3?
I would put them into and upload them into TSR.
That's step number 3. See how easy it is to create the steps?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the important part of our conversation right there. This is just creating the steps that are necessary. Okay, and that's what I wanted to get across to everybody. It's real simple to just create these steps and build this funnel out. Okay.
Stages and steps, are they the same word?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Right. So, and then you're going to send your first email. All right. And then if you have a phone number, you're going to call them. All right. So we're just building the steps right here. And as we build the steps here, you'll see that we're going to have the steps listed down through here. So that's basically the stage that they're in. So now, after you've done this, then you can start to work with your system for emailing people. All right, and if you were not using TSR, all right, and you just wanted to email them right here out of Street, this is where this becomes really handy. So let's compose an email, and I'm going to send this to you, Joe. So this goes to J. Let's see, we'll go to Joe Shoup. I want to use your Gmail. I'm going to send it to Mark. And see how easy it is to pull. When you're in Gmail, all you have to do is start typing, and your email address will automatically pop up here. See, I don't type very well, so sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to add you to my streak. Now, here's the power. Down at the bottom of this, you're going to see more tools. On the bottom of, once you have streak in there, more tools is here. You just click on that, and this little icon right here says add to box. Now you're going to say, okay, I'm going to add this to a box. I'm going to name it Mark Stevens, and I'm going to say Mark is there, and it says what do I want to add this to? All right, and I could add this to any one of these streaks that I have set up. And I think I said, well, I'll put it into blank because that's where it is. All right, so this email that I've created right here is about to be added into the blank pipeline that I just had. But what I will do right now is say, okay, today is 2/5/15 received lead. Okay, you can put any notes in here that you want to, and you can also jump right down here and you can say, all right, I want to make sure that next Monday at 8 a.m. I call them. So now I've got a reminder that is set up. It's automatically going to email me, pop up, and say, hey, don't forget to call Mark about this. And then I'm going to send this email. So Mark, just disregard this when you get it. All right. Okay. And now we will go back over to wherever I was. Doesn't want to go back there. How come? Don't know. I think it's because I'm sharing. It just locked me up here. But anyways, I would go back to my email system, and in there I would find that okay, I'll just do this then. In there I would find that I have my, bear with me 1 second and we'll get that back up here, I think. It's not going to come back up. Okay, Gmail. Alright, we'll come over here and we'll look for that. Sometimes you just have to bear with things. Blank. And now you see that Mark's name has been entered in here as received lead. That's the stage that it's in. Now if I wanted to call him and I'd already called him or put him in the spreadsheet, I just change the stage right here by moving it, right here by moving it and say I called him. Okay? That's how simple this system really is. I know this is really a fast overview on putting this all together. That's why I made the videos, and they will help everybody to grasp a hold of exactly how fluid this whole thing can be. So that demonstrates some of the power. Now, I'm a Google person, and I use Gmail, and I use a lot of the Google provided processes and features. So when I put that presentation together that you just saw a few minutes ago when I walked through, that was done in Google as well. And it's done in Google Drive. So when I put documents together, I will put them together in Google Drive. I'll put presentations together in Google Drive, but you know, it's just another vehicle that you have available. So what I did for everybody is I went ahead and I put together some templates for you. And I think you can see this. These are the emails out of the ToolsRock system. And if you wanted to, you could just copy these and put them into your email system and start sending them out. So I've basically taken the 10 emails. I've taken the body of the email plus obviously the AdTech Worldwide logo there, and I've put them into a document that I have stored and ready to go. But further to that, I've also gone into my email system and I've created draft emails that have the email all set there. So if I got a lead and I want to start this process, all right, and I want to start emailing these leads out to people, or email this out to, I'll just use Mark as my candidate. I'm going to email this to Mark. I just set it up here again. I go down here to the bottom again and I click on Add a Box. I'm going to do Mark Stevens. Now, I'm going to set it up now, but I really don't want it to go out right now. I want to wait, and I want to send it at a later date. Here's a couple of things that I'm just going to run by real quickly. But as you work with Streak, you're going to find out that there's so much power here that it's just going to blow you away a little bit. I can't send this later because I have another feature in Streak turned on, because the email gets tracked. Now, Joe was just talking about numbers, and he was talking about the numbers of the USA leads and how he's trying to do a survey and analyze numbers to see how many people are actually opening the emails and how many people, you know, are actually clicking through to the presentation. Analytics are very important to people. I'm not big on analytics because I haven't done enough in that field, but I know that as we grow, analytics are going to become extremely important to us. We're going to want to know that the work that we're putting into a system like this is paying off. And we're going to want to know that the headlines that we use in our emails are attracting other people, or the headlines that we use in our advertising someplace else are actually attracting people to what we have to offer. That's the big thing. You know, we're competing with, you know, probably 5 billion other people out there, maybe it's the number is less, for somebody's attention. You know, Joe says, and Mark says, we're looking for the people that are interested, but we're competing with a whole world out there that is also looking for people that are interested. So we have to be attractive to them, and that's why Joe is changing up the front end of the presentation a little bit to make it more attractive, more appealing to people, to get their attention. Create curiosity. Number one. That's the number one factor, or number one. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but anyways, you want to create curiosity. So, anyways, here's the email that I'm going to send to Mark. I could send it later if I turned off the tracking on it. But don't you want to know if somebody actually opened your email? Sure you do. So let me just, I'm not going to send this to you, Mark. I'll just delete this. And what I will show you, though, is I'll show you what that really looks like when you're actually working with somebody. And here we go. All right. Right over in here, there's a little eye. And that eye will be illuminated green if somebody has opened your email. So just I mean, just think about that. Now you can know that somebody opened your email. Also, if they open your email and you happen to be on your computer at the time, it's going to send you a notification. You'll see it right on your computer down in the lower portion right here that somebody just clicked on your email. So I think that's a pretty that's really cool. But I mean, you have to be looking for it. So, anyways, that is a very quick overview on Streak. It is a powerful, powerful tool. It's a free tool up front, but like they said up at the top here, they have pricing. If somebody was an advanced person, had a big business, wanted to get their bigger system with more features, they could actually purchase it if they wanted to, but that's not necessary. I really think it's important when you're working with something like this to stay up to date on what they're doing. And with their blog, you can do that. You go to the blog and you'll find out what their most recent release was and how it can work into what you're doing and how you're using it. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. I see that we're down to 11:27. What I'm going to do here is I am going to go back over here to the Hangouts, and I will put my email address in here that you can send me an email if you want me to copy you on the links for the training, and also for the template for the different emails if Joe approves that. You know, I'll be glad to share those templates with you. I'm not going to give you the ability to edit them. I'll give you the ability to comment on them, and then you can copy them off and put them in your own document. Now, here's something that is also extremely powerful. All I have to do is enter your email address into Drive, into that document. And I can just go up here and I can click on this button, Share, and all I have to do is enter your email address in here, and I can share this document with you. And like I said, I'm not going to give you the ability to edit it, but I will give you the ability to comment on it. So you can comment, and that feedback will come back to me. I'll pass it on to Joe and Mark, and we can go from there. But I can share this with anybody, anytime. It'll come to you in the form of an email that will say that Victor Shattuck has shared this with you, and bingo, you can open it up. You can copy the content. You may have to go to ToolsRock to download the image, if Joe allows us to do that, but you can see that I did it. It's very easy to copy images and bring them into the emails. So I will share it with you, and then we can go from there.
Victor, I have a few things I want to ask you. Leave that image up there for me. Number one is, are you in the edit mode right now with that?
Sure. You're always in the edit mode, Joe.
Drop down the, I just want to make sure everybody that has TSR, first of all, if you have TSR, you already have these letters and all you have to do. So I'd rather that you did not share these unless they had TSR, so they can get these on their own.
Okay.
So don't send an email requesting that, but just go to one of them. I just want you to go back to the picture where I can see the picture. Underneath where it says we are conducting our national, and bring that down about 2 lines. I want to just make sure that everybody understands that you want to put a heading here, John, dear John, Frank, and so on. In the TSR system, it automatically gets put there. So I think that's it. Will these emails have a heading on it, or do you have to put it on there? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what it should look like right there. That's how all the letters look. They're automatically put in there when you are using either TSR, USDA, or any system. But in order to get these letters, Victor, they got to go to ToolsRock to get them. People have paid for those to be there, so that's what they're for. So that's
okay.
Number 2.
Here's what an email looks like.
Okay.
This is actually an email. That's in the email folder.
Address each one of those and address each person, or no?
You certainly can.
Yeah. Okay.
You can address each person, but you can also mail merge it with whoever's in your pipeline.
All right, so the second part of this is we've talked about this, and on Tuesday nights we have what is called a director's class every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. To get on that call, you need to have been to the foundational class, minimum of the foundational class. So in order to participate on that call, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have done that on the phone. We are going to start doing it on a webinar, which means you will get this education in more detail on a webinar. So, that being said, my suggestion to you, because we cover more than just stuff like this, 2 things are going to happen on that call. One is Victor, if he agrees, will do an advanced training on this to give you a little more detail, and we'll be able to, if we do it through our other system, you'll be able to interact on the phone, number 1. But we'll do it through here. You'll be able to chat and talk and ask questions about it. Number 2, we are doing a training on social media. Victor is bringing a person in to train for the people that have no expertise or experience on social media, on how to market on things like Facebook. And we're going to be doing classes on Tuesday nights on those subjects. So the only way to get into those classes, because they are monitored, we double check to make sure you've been through the class when they arrive. So you can't sneak in or sneak somebody in. This is for people who actually have paid for their advanced education, and they're serious about their business. So if you have been through the foundational class, minimum of the foundational class, you will be entered into that Tuesday night call. In order to get in that foundational class, most of the people I see here have been there anyway, but there are some people that haven't. I get people sending me information, asking me for documents, asking me for scripts. It doesn't come that way. We don't just send these letters and things out on the internet for people to see and use. These are for people who were serious about their education and moving forward and really learning how to do this. So we're in those stages of, that's what we are. AdTech this is an educational company. This is what we're doing, is teaching people how to be successful using all sorts of resources. And we're real thankful and appreciative of having Victor on this team to be able to not only bring his expertise, but to be able to provide other people with expertise. And that's what we'll be doing. So foundational class, send an email to the new breakfast club at earthlink.net. On the subject, or on the first line of the body of the email, put your full name. Then underneath your email, underneath your phone number, and the next line, what are you requesting? What is it that you are asking us to do? Do you want to be in a class? Do you want to be entered on the contact list here for notification for the Breakfast Club? You've got to tell us what you want. If you don't do that, we're not answering those emails. We can't. I'm not typing out 4 or 5 paragraphs or sentences even on what is onboarding and do you have any information on it. So tell us the full thing. Be respectful. First name, email, phone, and what are you requesting, and get it to us, and we will make sure that you're included. But that's only fair to the people who have been through, who continue to, with their education. And so with that said, Victor, I'm extremely excited that you are teaching this stuff, and we'll look forward to if we can work out the Tuesday night. That'll be great. And again, need to be in the foundational class to get in that call on Tuesday nights. So,
okay, one thing.
Yep.
One clarification. How about the links for the training, the videos that I did? You want them to have those?
Yeah, I mean,
they're on my YouTube channel. I just need to know who to send.
But to actually give the letters that people have in Tools Rock that have paid for them, I don't think it's fair for the people that paid for them.
Okay.
To send those out. But yeah, training, I mean, they're going to see, those videos on how to do this. That's fine here on the Breakfast Club. That's perfectly okay. I don't have any problem having any problem with that. So
here's my email address in the chat. I just put it in the chat box. karatbarsconnection@gmail.com, and you can just send me an email and I will share those links with you, and you'll be able to go back through and find out the different steps to establishing Streak. Okay.
Vic, you want to? There's a few questions in there that you may want to address.
Okay.
Those ones that you can.
I have no idea what the price levels are. I didn't even go in there. I mean, I do have an idea, but I'd have to go back in and look again and use the free version. There's no need to go for the ones that cost unless you got deep pockets and really have an extensive email system. Letters are in Tools Rock, as Joe said, in your back office. You can find them there.
Roger, what you do back there is you go into your back office at TSR, you click on autoresponders, tools, autoresponders, view. When you go in and put the letter that you want, you click on preview, and there's your letters. That's where they are.
Is there any other questions, Mark? I didn't see them.
When are you starting another Director Plus? I don't know what that means after the foundational one. So, Paulette, when we talk today, let's clarify that. I'm not sure exactly if you mean the foundational or you mean the additional partnering up class. I don't know. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
Excellent. And this will be up on Joe's YouTube. So you can go back and review it if you want to.
All right. So have a great day, everybody. Over to you, Mark, and we'll just keep educating. That's what we're about. And that's what we're about for ourselves, because that's the key. That's how it all starts. It's all about educating yourself so that you can get people on board properly when they get here. And I know we keep saying this. If you have not been to that foundational class, it's foundational. It's something, if you listen to the people that have been there, you'll see why. I mean, we have major people in this industry have been here for 20 years that have taken that class and said, I didn't realize. Holy mackerel. So don't excuse that. It's crazy inexpensive to do so. Paulette, the foundational class is available any day, every day, except Sundays. Any day, every day. So we'll talk about that. Okay. Every day. All you need is to contact me and say, like, for instance, I ran one 2 nights ago. Nobody knew about it, but I thought everybody knew that you could call me or email me and say, when can we do this? And we set up a time, and you can actually get in that class. All right, Mark, over to you, my friend. Have a great day, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Victor. This is exciting. It's like takes Gmail and Google and everything to a whole new nother level. So I'm excited about the future of this. So again, everybody, like we say, we keep working for you. All you have to do is just chime in and take advantage of these things. So with that being said, peace and blessings to you. Go out and make it a great day. Go out and share these things with people. And the other thing, too, I want to say is that you need to get your fellow affiliates, I don't care if they're downline, upline, sideline, you need to get them involved in what you're doing, because maybe you can help train them, and maybe there'll be a better upline for you. Because, you know, when you have an upline, they're supposed to know these things, and they're supposed to be there to assist you because they brought you into the, you know, into the business. So, you know, many people's uplines have disappeared and things, and, you know, they're not giving them the help that they need. So, you know, we don't want to have that. Remember, we have the AdTech Worldwide, you know, education room as well. So, you know, make use of that. So,
and one thing I noticed, Daryl Cummings, will you please call me? Please call me, Daryl Cummings. I see you on here. That's great. I really need to talk to you. It's important. Thank you.
Okay, well, go out, make it a great day. Peace and blessings to you. This is Mark Stevens for our host, Joe Shoup. Again, thank you, Victor, for that great training. And we will see everyone back here tomorrow morning on The Breakfast Club. Make it a great day, everybody.